So you're good to go.
Okay, start with your introduction and then start with
The
your
introduction. And
Then you can show your audio, visual, whatever you are.
Very good afternoon. My name is Nikhil David, and I've been a visiting faculty in ASMS in the Department of School of Performing Arts, and my expertise is in instrumental music and Western classical music, specializing in jazz. Before I would give a little brief about my experience, I would give a little introduction of what I've been doing for a while along with teaching. I've been into teaching for the past 5 years. I've been teaching in schools, I've been teaching in colleges. I was teaching in Delhi University before this. Things changed. As an artist, you need to grow, and you need to grow and probably break out your own boundaries to explore more as a person, as an artist. Why teaching as a profession I would choose? Because at the same time you're getting to learn. You're imparting the knowledge that you've gained over the years and experiences, and at the same time you are gaining through your students, you're learning through your students. Why? The reason being, today's generation is actually coming up with a lot of new exposures and ideas and creativity in the field of art and culture itself. My area requires a lot of sound explorations, a lot of performance-based explorations, which requires your mind, which requires your body, which requires your soul to be aligned. So it's not just about learning a form of art, but it's also aligning your mental and your physical aspect of it. So it is more like a discipline that you inculcate. So whenever I'm there with my students, my biggest challenge is to inculcate that discipline into one's learning, into one's life form, so that one can practice this. Music. Now I'm going to music because that's my forte when I talk about sound. Music, as I see it, is more of an aesthetic rather than art. It's something which beautifies the very existence of what we are, how we are. When we sit down, when we say, okay, let's meditate, a simple common phenomena in today's time, everyone is familiar with. Let's meditate. What do? We close our eyes. We close our eyes. Why do we close our eyes? To get in tune with the surroundings. What is our surrounding? It is sound, and that is music. What we take music in our day-to-day lives is basically that same sound being framed into different times, different rhythms, different time structures, different patterns, aligned together to what we call is, yes, that's a song, or that's a rhythm, that's a melody, that's what I've heard. So that is what we've been doing. My whole perspective, my whole idea is to get that mental aspect of it, get the physical aspect of daily practicing. So you're putting your performance in, you're going in and day out, you're going out on stage, you're going out performing, you're exploring yourself physically as well as mentally, so you're growing. Now coming back, from sound, we go to the visual. We see, we hear, we see. So when I approach my students, I see them as well as I hear them. So when I see, automatically that image comes to my mind. Okay, certainly, one-on-one, if I'm hearing a sound coming out from someone's mouth or someone's gesture or something else, it gives me an imagination, it gives me a visualization of that person, that particular person, as to what or a character that I can inculcate. Now character, the moment the character comes in, I get into theatre. Theatre requires again a lot of physical aspect, a lot of mental aspect to prepare oneself. So theatre, sound and your visuals coming together, you're creating a harmony between all the three. This is what I am focusing on. For the past 5 years, I've been researching on various different art forms and also being mentored by many, like people in theatre and education, people in the music industry, people from the filmmaking industry. I've been involved with all of them together. I've been gaining a lot as well as I'm imparting the same thing to my students. So I will share a little experience of how I got into it. I was very attracted to music when I was a young child. Music was something which used to bring peace and harmony. It was tranquil in nature for me. Slowly, gradually when I grew up, I crossed my high school, I went to my college, I went to graduation. Graduating, I realized and I decided that this is not me. I would really want to go and become an artist. Otherwise, I should venture into that. And once I ventured into it,
can we have it with the audio visual?
yeah, definitely. I'll become that.
We'll start at that one.
So I prepared a little footage. I would say it's roughly around 2.5 minutes. I've been researching over this for the past 2.5 years over the cultural aspect of the landscape. There's a territory called Ladakh in India, and yes, I've designed the entire sound. I've helped the filmmakers as well with the sound and idea behind it. Reason being, I'm focusing on the idea of the film is the aesthetics. That is one of the subjects that I've been teaching here for the past 9 months. And yeah, let's go.
What all instruments you have used over here?
I've used a guitar. I've used a bouzouki. Bouzouki is a Greek string instrument which was lended to me by one of my friends. Besides that, for bass, I have used a didgeridoo. That's a native Australian instrument. It's a wind instrument. So I'm very much familiar with a lot of instruments actually. My forte and expertise is in string instrument, that is guitars, bass, bouzouki, mandolin, and ukulele. Besides that, I do play African percussions such as djembe, then a Latin American percussion called cajon, that's from Peru. A lot of wind instruments such as your didgeridoo that I've used here. The reason why I've been using a lot of acoustic instruments is because it makes it more easier for me to carry. Because I prefer to travel, I prefer to explore, and I prefer to make music on the go. So yes, digital music is there. There are a lot of portable equipments that are there available in the market. But then again, there's a constraint that you won't find batteries, you won't find electricity there at certain point, at certain time. You might just run away out of resources. So acoustic instruments help me during that phase.
Okay, if you talk about guitar,
yeah.
if you want to make guitar sound more, better and
More better, yeah.
and it should play better.
Exactly.
Two important things to two important
Two modes.
6 or 7 important things. One is intonation,
Yeah.
and one is lower action.
Yeah.
So how lower action and intonation makes the guitar sound more better?
Yeah, see, intonation and the second one that you
Lower
mentioned,
action.
Lower action. See, lower action, it actually depends from person to person. That's subjective in nature. The reason being, it depends on the playability, the sound that you need. The lower the action of the guitar would be, the warmer the tone will come out. Intonation helps with the neck of the guitar, which basically helps again with the action of the guitar. So both of them are inclined towards each other.
And what is neck adjustment?
Neck adjustment again is based and related to your intonation and the action of the guitar, which is again interlinked between the two with the fretboard. The truss rod which is there present in the guitars, which actually holds the fretboard. It's a very delicate part of the guitar. So the neck, the truss rod are actually directly related to the intonation as well as your action of the guitar. So again, once again, action would be subjective, but yeah. And besides that, how to make it sound better, that depends on the body of the guitar, the wood that has been used in the guitar, and it basically it is simple physics that we used to learn in school that has been applied to the instrument itself, like a little vibration of the string which hits the surface of the guitar which gets comes out. So the better the quality, the better the sound would be.
So, I think they've shown a video and this very basic background they have given. So, how do you make the students understand about these things?
Yeah, the very important aspect, aesthetic, which I was focusing on, and which is one of the subjects over here that I was teaching. I feel aesthetics is really important at this point in time, especially in the field of arts, because it creates that perspective. It gives you that eye to look beyond. Like, we have emotion, we are very much media-driven people. Whatever we see, hear, talk, chit-chat here and there, we get influenced very well. Right? Aesthetics helps us to go beyond that because it gives you that view. I won't be saying yes, this is bad just because I've heard this is bad. But I won't say yes, this is good just because I've heard this is good. I will go and have my own experience to it. Until unless I won't have that water in the glass, I won't know how it tastes, irrespective. So aesthetic is really important in that. So over here, when I would be teaching students about it, that's really important. My sessions usually start with a little 2 to 3 minutes to 5 minutes meditation in a sense of sound meditation. That is again used in psychology as a music therapy, which again I am in collaboration with a couple of music therapists that are there available in Delhi as well as abroad, and I've experimented with them actually based on your psychological disorders and as well as Reiki, that is healing. This is what I'm into as well. Sound plays a really important role. So when I usually sit with my students in the class, teaching them how to go about it, it's all about making them understand that very single movement is a sound. So when they move, you're making a sound towards the movement. So when you do that, how would you inculcate? That's how an artist would grow to become an artist rather than just an artist that has been labeled by all of us saying that, oh, if you are into such and such a field, you're an artist. No, you're not. You're beyond that to look beyond. So it's more of a creative aspect that I would love to give to the student rather than just come to the classroom, you get a theory done, you learn 3 chords, you learn 4 songs, and then you go away, you're a musician out there. No, you're not. You're simply joking to yourself than anyone else before that. So it's basically growing more deep in the subject, getting to know. So when you're learning sound, you're learning and you're dealing with the frequencies. And when you're dealing with the frequency, you're dealing with the human mind. And when you're dealing with the human mind, you're actually related to yourself, that is psychology. And that's how it triggers. So the moment we hear a song and we get very much emotional. Emotional, when I say emotions, could be happy, could be sad, could be angry. You're just venting out emotions through your sound. You're just venting out emotions through listening to that sound or a song or a particular song. So when you are dealing with frequencies and you get that frequencies into the production tool, that is the digital audio workstation that we people are learning today and we people are teaching actually as well. When you get to that level, you are creating something which is being actually programmed to treat you psychologically. So you're not just making or learning music, you're actually helping and healing others through sound. It's basically a medium to cross. Actually, I have a couple of students who are here in this college from the first batch of School of Performing Arts department who've been actually working on this. And results have been good. They've been experimenting. We're still working on it. I would still suggest give them some a little more time. There'll be something new coming up here in the industry as well. Because it's there in the Western industry. It's just that the Indian industry really needs to grow on that to grab up. We've been lost in a lot of commercialization of everything. So this needs to be there as well. This is my whole idea.
Fine. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.